Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
RoadRooter.com just got off an interview with Dave over at X22 Report. Should come out this weekend. Check it out. It'll be a good one. There was a notice put up at Ted Butler's website, Butler Research. And it's not a happy note. After further consideration, the medical issues that have caused me to interrupt the service do not appear to be getting better anytime soon. As a result, please accept this notice as the shutdown of Butler Research, LLC. Thank you for the many years of support. It is somewhat ironic that at this point, silver never looked better to me. I think the biggest mistake someone could make is selling too soon, Ted Butler. It's just sad. I mean, it is ironic, and it is... I mean, this is a guy who spent close to 50 years chasing down the bad guys, calling them out on their bullshit. Proven time and time again that the commercial traders were rigging the market. Time and time again. If you own silver today, you owe a huge debt of gratitude towards Ted Butler. And we wish him all the best in whatever he's dealing with. Then again, I don't know what's real and what's not real, truthfully. I have no idea. If I was the good guys, I'd ask them to stand down for now. If we truly are going to take out the banking cabal and it will be silver that is the driver, they'd probably want him out of harm's way. But I don't know. No idea. We miss him, and we wish him good luck with whatever he's dealing with. Silver being held right now at $29. Remember, click of a mouse, go over 30. Not that big a deal. What they're gunning for, what they will ultimately gun for, is the moving averages. Those are continuing to move up. So the 200-day is currently at 24.70, almost $25, and the 100-day is 26.20. The longer that silver stays above the moving averages, the higher the averages will move. Whether or not Ted's analysis of the silver market, what is it that drives price? It's the commercial traders messing with the moving averages, getting the tech funds to short after it breaks moving averages. I mean, he talked about that for literally 45 years. And the reality of Ted's work has shown out the entire time since then. Now we're in a different realm. So, and Ted's not posting anymore. Is it up to us to figure out our own way forward, how to time the rigging of the cabal? I don't know. Clearly, if it goes under the moving averages, you get all the covering of shorts and the mother of all buying opportunities. Will it do that, given that India is buying at every dip, China is buying at every dip? I don't know. Remember, silver is the bank killer. Silver can right so many wrongs. Take out the deep state. Take out the pedo cabal. Take out all the bad guys. You take out all the good guys, quote, money too. Silver is the destroyer of banks, the destroyer of the derivative market, the $2 to $3 quadrillion derivative market. There'll be nothing left except what you hold in your hand. You better pray you have your physical silver in your own possession. Cryptos in your own possession. Gold, if you, for some unknown reason, want gold, in your own possession. Anything else, kiss it goodbye. I believe. Now that's if this shit happens. And if you listen to the X22 report discussion, we talk a lot about we've got some goalposts, some end zone lines set up around the election. The good guys and the bad guys want this chaos. Whatever it is that's going to happen, it's going to happen before the election. The good guys don't want Trump having to deal with the current situation. There is no way out of the unbacked fiat money system without destroying it. You can kick the can down the road all you want. You will get worse, and your kids will be worse off. Your kids will be worse off. Yes, it will be death and destruction when the unbacked fiat system falls apart. Absolutely. Would you rather take that pain now or give it to your grandkids? I don't want to give it to my grandkids. We might not have had made this the way it is, but our ancestors did. And the prime reason is when we went off the gold standard and silver standard especially, going way back before the creation of the Federal Reserve. Every time we went off a gold standard or off a silver standard, it was chaos. And then we always had to return. I think we are going to return this time. That's why the U.S. Mint can't make a silver eagle if you paid them. Maybe they're making them and just not selling them. I want to talk about this. Freakonomics and Frankenbanks. JP Morgan Chase sucked up 18% of all profits of 4,568 FDIC-insured banks in the first quarter. If you look at the derivative book, at the Office of the Comptroller of Currency, you will see 4 or 5 big banks that own the vast majority of derivatives. JP Morgan right at the top there. Right at the top. Horrific human beings run that bank. I know some people who work at JP Morgan. They're not horrific human beings, but there's a lot of them. If you work there, I would run for the hills because they will be going down and they will take everybody with them. And that's how it's been set up. Last Wednesday, the FDIC released its quarterly banking profile for the quarter ended March 31st, 2024. A key piece of data released was, at that time, was the net income profits for the 4,568 FDIC-insured banks in the United States. The tally came in at $64 billion. Who said crime does not pay? We decided to see just how concentrated those profits have become at a handful of behemoth banks on Wall Street, which also dangerously operate as trading casinos. We had no problem knowing where to start. We picked the largest and riskiest bank of all in the United States, JP Morgan Chase. Chase made $13.4 billion, which is 17% of everything, or 18%. That would be highly dangerous, since so that $11.7 billion in net income at JP Morgan Chase represents 18% of all banks' profits at the FDIC banks. That would be highly dangerous and systemic based on that fact alone. But when one throws in the nonstop sleaze, like being the only bank for Bernie Madoff and Jeffrey Epstein, by the way, senior management was involved with Jeffrey Epstein, the board of directors, highly involved with Jeffrey Epstein, and 5 felony counts this bank has racked up during the tenure of its chairman and CEO, Jamie Dimon, as Epstein's girls used to call Jamie Dimon, because he was so evil. It becomes crystal clear that the bank poses unacceptable and unmanageable risks to the financial stability of the United States. No other bank in the U.S. even comes close to the percentage share of net income as JP Morgan Chase. Second largest U.S. bank by assets is Bank of America, also a massive derivative holder. Citibank, also a massive derivative holder. The 4 FDIC-insured banks together gobbled up a total of $26 billion in net income, or 42%. So 4 banks own 42% of the net income of all the other banks. According to the FDIC, the net income attributable to JP Morgan Chase for the quarter ended March 30th, 2008 was $2.134 billion. At the time, there were 8,000 FDIC-insured banks with a total net income of $19 billion. So they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So the problem is the FDIC doesn't have any money. It insures, I think they hold 1%, maybe 2% of what they need if there is a financial collapse. And yes, they do count derivatives in the financial collapse, which means they own 0.000001% of the funds that would be needed if a large derivative bank went down. It's ugly, and it's getting uglier, but that is going to be the catalyst for the changing of the guard, the changing of the system. All those banks I just mentioned are heavily short silver. Jamie Dimon, who knows right now? Who knows? Jamie Dimon lent the 1.2 billion ounces they stole as they were shorting during the Blythe Masters days and admitted to in court. They leased it out to Bank of America, which is a short position right there. Bank of America sold that into the market to keep the price down, and now we have a mess. So the derivatives on the silver side are ugly. HSBC is involved, Citibank's involved, all the big guys, and they have all it needs is one to go down, and then the derivative bubble blows. So Bix, when will that happen? When will that derivative bubble blow? Well, there's a number of problem banks. And we all know, if you've been on the road to Ruta long enough, about a year ago, the FDIC had a meeting and they said, hey, the general public trusts the FDIC more than we do. And they talked about when are they going to let the banks go. They're all insolvent. When are they going to let them go? They know they have to, and they will. And they said, well, we'd like a 3-day weekend. Given the timeline of when the election is, when 9/11 anniversary is, don't forget what happened 9/11/2008. Are we looking at Labor Day for the banking crash and then everything crashes on 9/11 of 2024? If you don't know what happened on 9/11/2008, take a listen.
Absolutely no. Nobody is accounting for what they're spending. You got people and families out here in the United States that are struggling. I just paid $600 worth of utility bills in 1 week.
Yes.
All right? I haven't got enough money to feed my family, but I make too much to get food stamps. I don't even make $10 an hour.
Right.
Now, if you took that money and subdivided it between the taxpayers in this country, we would stimulate the economy. You know why? Because we go out and pay off bills, pay off tax debts, create jobs, and buy stuff that we need.
Caller.
That's how you stimulate the economy. I'll take my answer off the phone.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, and I understand that frustration. Quite frankly, I'm equally frustrated as you are. I'm not necessarily in your particular experience or circumstance to be that frustrated by, but I'm frustrated too. But it's because of the misconceptions out there that things were done that are misunderstood. We did not give the $700 billion for the purpose of lending money. That was never in the program. It was misconstrued initially and put together with the suggestion by the Secretary of Treasury that we would be buying what we called dirty assets. Defective mortgages and securities that were held in these banks, that the government would find a way to create a market, buy them in, take them off the balance sheets of the banks so that the banks could continue to function normally.
That is a bailout. That is a bailout. How did the dirty assets get there? The banks put them there. The banks structured the dirty assets to make money up front, and then thought they could pawn it off in mortgage-backed securities and debt collateral CDOs. And everything on the derivative side. These were created by the banks for the banks. They took their money up front, and then they said, hey, don't worry. The taxpayer is going to bail us out. So Kanjorski's wrong, but keep listening.
Did you support that?
I supported that, but also part of the bill, we gave the jurisdiction and authority to the Secretary of Treasury to make investments in banks. He had very wide authority because, quite frankly, we're not the experts on the Hill as to how to solve this problem, and the problem is a multifaceted problem, so we gave great flexibility to the Secretary of Treasury to act.
So what would you say, though, then, to somebody who says Paul Kanjorski is supporting Wall Street but not Main Street with this latest $825 billion package now moving through the House?
They are right to this extent. Why did we do that? We did that because the Secretary... Look, I was there when the Secretary and the Chairman of the Federal Reserve came those days and talked with members of Congress about what was going on. It was about September 15th. Here's the facts, and we don't even need to talk about these things. On Thursday at about 11 o'clock in the morning, the Federal Reserve noticed a tremendous drawdown of money market accounts in the United States to the tune of $550 billion was being drawn out in a matter of an hour or two. The Treasury opened up its window to help. They pumped $105 billion in the system and quickly realized that they could not stem the tide. We were having an electronic run on the banks. They decided to close the operation, close down the money accounts, and announce a guarantee of $250,000 per account so there wouldn't be further panic out there. And that's what actually happened. If they had not done that, their estimation was that by 2 o'clock that afternoon, $5.5 trillion would have been drawn out of the money market system of the United States, would have collapsed the entire economy of the United States, and within 24 hours, the world economy would have collapsed. Now, we talked at that time about what would happen if that happened. it would have been the end of our economic system and our political system as we know it.
Ding, 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 ding. 16 years ago. Today, we'd be over that shit. We'd be, oh, thank God that's past us. We were the generation that took on the pain and suffering for the past 10 years, 5 years, however long it would take to get back to some kind of normalcy. And now it's 10 times worse. It's going to be 10, 20 years before we get back to normalcy, given the way things are going. Now, there are people behind the scenes who seem to think, oh, yeah, we can smooth transition. Well, they've been saying that since 1913. There's no such thing as a smooth transition. You pull that Band-Aid or you're going to get new politicians in, new blood, other ways to rig, other ways to hide, cheat, steal, and then they're going to fire off the nukes and it's all over. These assholes better figure this out and figure it out fast. And they might fire off nukes. I don't know. But I do think Labor Day, the weekend of Labor Day, the 3-day weekend that they've been waiting for will be Labor Day, where they close a bunch of banks on Friday. Hopefully things mellow out, and then September 11th would be the day that they attack the good guys or the bad guys, whoever it was that attacked on September 11th, 2008. I think it was the good guys, but it could have been the bad guys. I think they go again, and nobody is in the mood for bailout ever again. Ever again. Get your assets in your own possession. There's your joyful discussion for the day. Go to roadtoro.com. Make sure you put your name and email address in for updates. There'll be a lot more on silver coming up. I don't know where they're going to put the price. They could put it to minus $40 with a click of a mouse, like they did with oil. They could do that. They could put it to $1 million. It's all where the mouse click is. When the mouse click goes away and the fog lifts, we're going to see how much silver is out there, if there is any more left. It's very clear that there's not very much silver out there anymore. Buy your silver, go to your local coin shop, load up, keep loading up. If you don't have a guy, contact Andy Scheckman, Miles Franklin. info@milesfranklin.com. He'll get you set up. Buy what he's got in inventory. You don't want to be waiting around right now. Who knows what's going to be happening between now and the election? I'm hoping, because there's still things I need to do to prepare, and I've been preparing for over 20 years. I'm hoping that it gets pushed off to September timeframe, but it might not. We were literally at, Cliff High, I think, has mid-July, as something in his data is going wonky, and we don't recover from it. So that would make sense as far as the election or lack thereof. It'll be interesting to see which Joe Biden comes out for the debate, if any Joe Biden. It might be that's where they take Biden out and replace him with Mike Obama or someone else. I don't know. Yes, Mike Obama. I said it on purpose. Who knows? Maybe the the old bones of Hillary Clinton, who seems to be getting younger and younger every day. Everything's fake, my friends. Everything's fake. All of it. Listen to my X22 report discussion, because they can't show it on YouTube, by the way. Go to Rumble. I'll post it at roadtoro.com on the front page right here. And for you private road members, go check out the new post I have. You're going to like it. If you like silver, you're going to love that. That's what I got for you today. This is Bix Weir.